Hello everyone, welcome back to Tall Tales Custom Tackles. It's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I ended up going to bed early. I was real tired. I ended up going to bed at I laid down about 7:50 and I was asleep by a few minutes after 8, probably 8:15. So I went to bed pretty early, and I know better than do that because I don't sleep much anyway. So I was back up by 12 o'clock, you know, and I sat around and I trying to figure out what to do. So I decided to come out here and figured I'd shoot a little late night video. Let's see, turn this around. Late night video. We're gonna do the ecto crawls. I'm thinking I'm just gonna try to make a, let me turn this down. I'm gonna do this color right here. It's get off that. It's a color I've been seeing online a lot. A lot of people have been making. It's a gooseberry, like Zoom's color. It's pretty much a real dark color on the back. I don't think it's black because of how well the flake is showing up on the top side. The bottom side looks like it's got a it's probably, I'm gonna go with the black grape real lightly on the bottom and see how well that does, and maybe add a touch of like a pearl to it to give it that shine look. It looks like it's got a little bit of mixed in flake on the bottom, but I believe that's because it's bled through from the flake on top. So I'm only going to add flake to the top. That looks like a medium size green, or you know, like a small to medium. So I'm going to go with a little bit of medium, and I might, just for my touch, add just a sprinkle of like real fine micro size green in it. But anyway, that's what we're going to attempt. So let's see if I can get you angled in. I should have checked the temperature. I know it should have been close to about, because I'd already heated it up one time and was getting prepared, so that should be, because most likely once we get the colors built we will have to stick it back in the microwave. Alright, I'm gonna start with this one. And I suggest, if you're gonna do any color matching, like from pictures, to get you something bigger than your cell phone. You know, if you got a tablet or something like that that shows the picture a little bigger, I would suggest doing that. 4. I don't know how much of this yet I'm gonna need, so I'm just gonna go real lightly to begin with, because this right here is gonna be the bottom color. Yeah, I might have stuck it in the microwave a little bit longer to, you know, get it, but it's fine. We can. That was 4 drops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See what? And I'm gonna try to count it out so you can. I mean, if you want to try to make it, this is 1 cup each. If you want to try to make, you know, pretty much the same color, you can. So I'm going to try to count out the drops, and that way you can make it your way or make it the same, tweak it however you want to do it. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, that's 16 drops. In a minute I'll start adding the pearl to it and we'll see how it looks. I'm only doing like 1 cup each because I don't plan on making too many runs. I figured if the color turns out pretty close to begin with, then I'm fine with that, you know. A lot of times you can do like 2 cups each, and if you need to tweak it, you still got, you know, plenty of plastic to tweak it with. I'm gonna leave that alone for a second. I got some of it. I'm low on my purple, straight purple pearl, but I'm gonna put some of this in it. Hopefully I won't ruin it. This is some of that powder from this is a Hobby Lobby brand. It's that dual rule red blue. You know, I've used it before, but I'm hoping it will. I'm hoping that it won't overtake the dark purple, that it just give it that pearl effect that it needs to give it. So I did 1/8 scoop of that. But if you got anything that's close to like a purple, that would probably help. If you don't and you just got straight pearl, I mean, I'm sure that would work. All you're really trying to do is just get a just give it a little pearl effect, because most of the color is going to come out, you know, with the liquid pigment anyway. That was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Alright, there we go. I might have to pop this back in the microwave because it's starting to thicken up a lot. So when you're doing these smaller cups, it don't take long for the smaller cups to cool off, you know. So matter of fact, what I'm gonna go ahead and do, alright, that's, let me keep up with that. That's 30 drops so far, but I'll go ahead and start mixing the other color up. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in there, get it warm back up. Alright, this side, if that's 30, then we're gonna go with more on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, Alright, let's see what 50 looks like. Maybe that ain't too much. I don't think it will be. I mean, it looks like it's almost black, but it's just a real dark purple look. And black grape is a very good color. I'm gonna go a little bit more. That was 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Alright, we went with 70 drops. I'm thinking that's probably going to be close. I'll try it with 70 and see just how it does. And I'll do the same thing with this. I'll pop it in the microwave, get it broke down a little bit, and decide if I want to add any more or not. This side don't look too bad. I think by the time it laminates over the darker side, it'll probably be all right. Really do it might not be exactly like the picture, because I think in the picture they use more of a purple on the top side, but I believe that'd be decent. I mean, this ain't gonna be one of them 100% color matches. Instead of going with this, if you go with a straight, you know, purple pearl, you might get a closer look, and we'll see when I get done mixing these up. You know, I might try to do something different, but we'll see. But like I said, if you build in colors and trying to make something, it's easier to go with these 1 cup that way you don't waste a lot of plastic. I mean, if this was all 2-cup and the first time, you know, first batch didn't turn out right, then you got a lot of wasted plastic, you know. But regardless, for me, this, I don't call it a waste, because I'll use it for myself. I got tons of baits that I've made that the color didn't come out, you know, exactly like I wanted for, say, a match for a customer or something. It's not a failure, because I'll reuse it. Even if it turns out horrible, I'll remelt it down and add something to it and make some for myself. All right, I think this side right here is about close. I'm just gonna put 1/8 scoop of like a small medium size green, and for my, I'm gonna do like a 1/16 of the real small stuff. That's just my little ad. You ain't gotta do that. And these videos, I mean, if you want to copy exactly, you can, or if you want to make a you know, tweak it your own way, you know, like just I mean, put your own little thing to it. I mean, if you, instead of, cause really with this being a green flake like this, it's pretty much June bug over a purple pearl is all that's gonna be. I mean, cause honestly, black grape makes a great June bug color. Let me look at this one a little bit more on the side if I want to do anything different with it right now. Let me get both of them up to temperature, mix them up a little bit better, and I'll decide, because I ain't 100% sold on that one yet, on the bottom side. I mean, I'm trying to decide. That's all part of the trial and error. Let's see. I might put a small touch of grape soda in it just to make it pop more, because grape soda is a pearl pigment that I use, and I ain't got much of it. That's why I wasn't going to use it, but I might put a little pinch of it in it, you know, just to make it pop more. Run that one a few more seconds. That one was a little bit cooler than the top side we done with the flake, because it should be about the right temperature. Yeah, it'll be right as long as we don't let it cool off too much. Like I say, the temperature on these small 1-cup batches don't hold very long, because it's a smaller cup, so you gotta heat them up, get them the temperature, and then use them fairly quick. They don't go super fast. I'm hoping this video won't be way too long for you. You know, it's been drug out, but that's part of color building. I mean, this ain't nothing. I sit out here sometimes trying to make color, you know, build a color, and I might sit out here for hours, and I've said it before. I mean, it just takes hours sometimes to build a color. We're gonna add a little bit of this in and see if it gives it a little more of the purple that I'm looking for. I put a 1/16, which is a half of 1/8. Alright, that gave it a little, that changed it a little bit. Alright, that changed it a little bit. I'm going to put a couple more drops. Alright, that was 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Alright. Over there I'm thinking it's going to be close enough. I mean, I think it'll be close enough. And another thing, when it comes to stuff like this, unless you got a bait in front of you and you're trying to match up a picture, I mean, that's hard all by itself sometimes. Let's see. To get the temperature close, I'm gonna run this for 8 seconds. It's only, that temperature is only just a few degrees different, but I like to have it really close. You know, it really makes a difference if you don't have your temperatures, you know, like perfect. It really makes a difference. Alright, let's see if we can turn you around, get you in an angle to see what's going on. Let's see. Alright, I think that's good enough. But yeah, if you don't have your temperatures where it needs to be, sometimes you can really mess up. Oh, come on now. This right here, what I'm doing is not necessary, but I put a little block behind there just because these molds are on the very end, and if you push down with a lot of pressure, you can make it tip. Let's see. Did I put that up? I think I done it. I can't remember. Let's turn this one around because I can't remember if I didn't look at the picture just then. I can't remember if it's the dark on bottom or dark on top. So we'll have one way and one another way, and we'll see which one looks better. How about that? And I'm still waiting on, they are extremely slow, but I'm still waiting on my invoice for my triple injector. I messaged Marty a few days ago, and he told me, or well, about a week ago, and same thing they always say, oh, it's coming, it'll be in the next few days. And I understand they're busy, you know, they have a lot of stuff going on, but I mean, they're bad about that. They'll tell you, and I'm not knocking quality injectors, you know, I am really not knocking them. My big 10-ounce injector came from them, and I mean, honestly, I love that injector. I like it a lot. It does really well. It holds the heat for a long time. So don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking them, but they are terrible when it comes to keeping track and, you know, staying on point. Like they told me when I contacted them, 14 days. So I'm like, all right, well, it was 14 days about 2 weeks ago, you know. So I'm like, hey, it's been 14 days. What's the ETA? Oh, any day now. Yeah, I contacted them about a week ago. Oh, it should be this week, and this is already, it's basically it's Friday now, so I reckon I'll message them tomorrow sometime and be like, hey, you know, what's the deal on that? Because that's the only thing I don't like about it. I wish they would just go ahead and, you know, tell you straight up, hey, it's gonna take 30 days, or it's gonna take this many days, or something like that, you know. I hate that waiting around expecting, and then you know, you don't never get an invoice, and then when you give up on them, they send you an invoice. That's how they did last time. Last time I bought from them, they had actually sent me a, you know, I talked to them. They said, yeah, we're gonna have your, and that's when I was buying that single. We'll have it done in, I forget what he originally told me. I think he told me like 15, 16 days, just over 2 weeks. Well, I waited and waited, and you know, about 3 weeks went by, contacting and was like, hey, can I, what's the, you know, you got an update on? Oh, it'll be done any day now, any day now. And I waited, and finally I got tired of waiting, and after contacting them, you know, 2 or 3 times, and so I went ahead and just bought a 10 ounce from Bass Tackle. And now don't get me wrong, I didn't, once I got it in, I didn't like it because it was so long, you know. The Bass Tackle Injector, the 10 ounce is just ridiculous. It's 3 feet long, you know, so it was a little bit of pain in the butt. But anyway, I ordered it and actually got it in by the time Quality Injectors sent me an invoice. I was out fishing on a lake, and I was out fishing on a lake, me and my dad, and all of a sudden I get an invoice from Quality Injectors, and I'm like, I said, I done forgot, you know. I mean, hell, it had been like a month and a half probably. I mean, it was a while anyway. So I was like, wow, all right. Well, I went ahead and, you know, at first I started just not buy it, but then I was like, well, I'm glad I did, because I ended up liking it more than I did the other one. So anyway, what I'm getting at, hopefully it won't take them that long. I'm hoping they'll get to it quick. But all right, let's see what we got here. Let me turn this picture back on. All right, it actually looks pretty good. You know, I think it's pretty good. The darkness could went a little, it's hard to show you in the picture. Could go a little bit thicker, you know, with the bottom side and even the top side, just to make it where it's not, you can see where it's not as transparent. But honestly, I am satisfied with that. That looks really good. That actually looks really good. Pop the rest of these off. Yeah, I mean, that to me looks really good. I think it did need a little bit more on the back side. Even these I done upside down don't look bad. I mean, I went with the, you know, that first one, when I first stuck it up there, I lost track, and that's easy to do. I lost track real quick of what was top and what was bottom. So, but that goes back to, none of these baits are failures when you're just doing something like this and gonna make it for yourself. All right, I remelted these back down, do one more run. Now I'm pretty satisfied with the bottom. I think I will, just for video purposes, I will add a tweak more. Yeah, that's close. But on the bottom, we originally went with 30, so if I had to do it again and I was going to tell you, for 1 cup instead of 30 drops of this, I would say go with 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm just putting 8 more in that one. And like I say, this is 8, 9, 10. You can tweak it any way you want. It's very close though, but very close. It's really close enough. This top side, I want to get it a little bit darker. As a matter of fact, what I might do on that top side real quick, I just want to, it's really close, but I think I'll add just a small 2 drops of black just to darken it up a little bit more. Yeah, and that's all it needed, because I think that's gonna be really close, or to make it closer. I mean, it's already really close. I know I keep on repeating that, but it's pretty close. Get where your angle. Let me check the temperatures one last time. Alright, 3, 4. Alright, let me bump this one in there for about 8 seconds. Right now there's about a 15-degree difference between the two, and you know, you want them closer than that. Alright, right there, they are actually both of them the same. They're a little warm, so we can let them sit here just for a second. It really don't hurt anything, but they're a little warm. Let me double check. Alright, that's the bottom. See, that's where I done it. These right here, I forgot. With these, I usually load them on this side, where, you know, the sprues will be over here. When you load them over there, the bottom will always be over there. All my other molds, the bottom is on the right side when I stick them up here. So that was the difference. I gotta remember, when I stick them up here like this, the bottom is on the left side. So that's how I got crossed up a few minutes ago. Alright. It probably ain't gonna make much difference with adding that little bit more and adding that touch of black, but we're gonna see if it got it a little bit closer. And maybe this will be a video to give you an idea of, you know, help you out with trying to color match. When you got a bait in front of you, it makes it a little easier. And also, you know, I recommend doing small 1 cup increments. That way you don't just waste a lot. I mean, and colors that you really think are gonna be the easiest ones are usually the hardest. While that's sitting, I'll give you a prime example. About a year ago, I had a guy contact me about a tilapia color. Let's see. Well, it was actually 2 colors. One of them was it's kind of like a smoke blue, but it had all kind of crazy flakes in it, you know. And when I first looked at the picture of it, I said, man, that'd be an easy color, you know. So instead of trying to do like I should have done and just mix like 1 cup or even 2 cups worth and make it up, I'm gonna be smart and go ahead and do it all at one time, because it was a pretty big it was a couple hundred lizards. So I ended up getting my old Presto pot, dumping like 6 cups worth in there and mixing it up, and it turned out not to be right. You know, it was off. The smoke it needed a little bit more. Anyway, I put too much of something in. I can't remember. It's been almost a year ago. But long story short, that was about 6 cups worth that wasn't. Now I ended up using it, you know, later on. I put some other stuff in it, you know, like some pearls in it to bring it out and make something else out of it that actually turned out good. But what I'm getting at is, don't just think, oh, it's going to be a simple color and mix up a bunch, because a lot of times I've had more trouble with color matching a single color that just, you know, instead of a laminated bait, than doing laminated baits. A lot of times you can get away with it if it's not perfect with laminated baits, because one laminated over the other, a lot of times it cannot be perfect and still look really close because of laminating, you know, whether if it's showing through or making it blend in a little bit more versus a straight one color. A lot of times will give you a fit, especially if it's because you got a lot of bait companies that they have special formulas made up, and sometimes it is hard to match a single color. It really is. So, and it's a pain in the butt, honestly. And some of my customers are watching this. It's okay. The custom colors like that is a pain in the butt sometimes, because you really don't make much money, because sometimes you might end up spending hours trying to make a custom color for somebody, but you know, you're charging pretty much the same. I mean, usually a custom color, sometimes if they're real in depth or it looks like it'd be hard, I might charge a little bit extra, but I usually don't charge that much extra for custom colors. But it makes it where you don't want to do custom colors sometimes, because it can take you a long time, you know. And anyway, let's see what this looks like, because I'll sit here and talk to y'all day. I mean, I got a bad habit of running my mouth, and some people that watch my videos say, oh man, that ain't no problem, that ain't no problem, you know. But for about a majority of you that don't mind me rambling so much, they really get tired of hearing it. So, alright, let's see if this right here is any closer. Now this is a touch closer to me. The bottom has a little deeper purple pearl look, and then the top is that real dark. Let me see if I can get this pulled back up. I mean, it's a lot closer. I mean, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Looks good to me. Like I say, I'll show you this. This is what I end up, and it does good. Don't judge my handwriting. So it does good to so this right here, I'll change that to 80. Well, no, because we end up doing 70 and then 2 drops of black. This right here ended up being 40. So anyway, if you wanted to try to recreate this, on the top side, black grape, about 70 drops is what I used. I ended up going with like 2 drops of black. The green, I used a quarter or 1/8 ounce, or yeah, 1/8 TSP of green. Then I used of the micro green small size, I used a 1/16, which is a half. The bottom, I used a 1/8 pearl powder, which was that red blue from Hobby Lobby. But then I end up using about a half a scoop of that grape soda. So if you got a purple pearl, you can use that. If not, you can use like a regular pearl powder and then just add extra pearl, extra purple. But end up using about 40 drops of the black grape. And black grape, I mean, Lure Works they make the black gray. I need to order some more. I'm getting low on that. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up really quick. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of advice on doing some color matching. I mean, this ain't, and this one came off on the bottom where you can see, and it's gonna look brighter right there because I got LED lights in here, and that's reflecting off of the, there you go, reflecting off of the shiny aluminum. These angling AI molds are pretty shiny. Let me pop these off real quick and get them in the bath. But anyway, hopefully this video gave you a little bit of, information on, like a color match. I know I was going to do a different video later on, and I still will do one on some more in depth on color matching, like we're actually having a physical bait right there, and that's the best way to show you. When I try to tell people on pictures, if somebody is wanting a bait and they send you a picture of one, a lot of times it's going to look a little different. For one, a lot of bait companies, they put their baits in like light boxes and stuff like that to really make it pop and shine, so it will look a little different sometimes versus when you make it and you match it up, then the customer gets it and it might be a different shade because they're expecting it to be, one thing. But then it's hard. What I'm getting at, it's hard to be 100% off of pictures. So if you can get a bait in your hand, you can get it closer. It still might not be 100% because it is very hard to get 100%, but it will be very close, a lot closer if you have it in your hand. You're able to really look at it and tweak it and look at them side by side, hold them up. Sometimes depending on the formula that the company uses, sometimes it might look perfect like this, but when you hold it up in the light, it'll have a different hue to it. Have one on I got a prime example of some I made a couple weeks ago where it's perfect right here. You look at it in an angle, it looks a little bit different. You hold it up here in this light, oh, it's a little bit, so it's hard on some formulas, it's hard to get it dialed in. But anyway, try this color, see what you think. I mean, I just wanted to do it. I've seen a lot of people online been posting the color, trying to make it and all, so I just figured I'd give it a try. I'm satisfied with how it turned out. I'll honestly write that little formula down, and I might throw it in my book. But anyway, thank you for watching. I know these videos get very winded because honestly, once I get started flapping my gums, I just go on and on. Anyway, I appreciate everybody that subscribed. We actually just hit 303 in the last couple hours, so we jumped up a little bit more. So thank you. Share it to your friends, share it to your social media outlets. I mean, we want to get as many subscribers as we can. Thank you, and we'll catch you next time.